FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues are paying $75 million a week with immediate cash payouts and no commitment.
It's like the best adrenaline rush ever.
Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code Patrick.
Welcome back to the Box Score. We are through week 5 of the DanDuel Challenge, and the competition is as hot as ever in the man cave. Now, Todd Fritz, who has been Mr. Middle of the Road all season, finished last week, but everyone loves a worst to first story. And Todd, you are that inspiration to everyone. You came out on top with 159 points this week, so congratulations. And you were the first person to pick up Doug Martin all year, and it paid off big time. And where's the crystal ball?
I don't know. I just had this funny feeling about Doug Martin. I wish there was more genius to it than that, or crunching numbers. I saw Buccaneers were playing a lowly Jaguars team, and I just remember we were talking about nicknames with Doug Martin like last year, and we were coming up with what to call him. Little Buckaroo was something that we liked, and I'm like, I don't know. I think Doug Martin's gonna have a big game. It was total luck, and I'm not going to try to make it more than that. But the combination of Martin and Devonta Freeman and Eli Manning, and to a lesser extent the Bronco defense, gave me the majority of the points. Can't say the same for Antonio Brown and Charles Clay, who were no-shows.
Now, going back to a month ago, when you said your goal this season, and ideally your goal was to finish second or third place every single week of the season, this debunks that. Are you happy?
I'm very happy that I came in first, but I would have, this may sound ridiculous, but I would trade in last week's last place for a string of second place finishes. I'd give up this week's first place finish if I can turn the last place into second place, and this one if I finished second or third.
So you would trade the last and the first for all second place finishes?
Yes.
Best.
Just to show that I was consistent, and even though I didn't win the whole thing any one particular week, I didn't finish last either.
Fritzy, a psychologist's dream. All right, well, the man who has finished first overall this week joins you up at the top. He is in second place with 135 points as Mr. McLovin there. You scored big this week with Antonio Gates coming off suspension and dropping 25 points for you. Do you think he can keep up that pace all year?
Well, I'm already thinking I'm going to jump on him this week. But I just gave that strategy away. But then again, he's like ancient. He's 35, and he was breathing so hard by the end of last night. I'm thinking that I might need to give him another week. So it's really tricky. By the way, I would have been so high in the money if Jamal Charles hadn't gotten hurt against the Bears.
Man.
Did you have Charles too?
No.
He was about to go off, and then he twisted his knee, and that kind of. So I got some money this week, but I could have made a lot more.
All right, well, DP made headlines last week for coming out on top of the man cave. This week, he gets the Todd Fritz Middle of the Road Award, finishing with 128 points. He made some good production from two Patriots on his roster, Deion Lewis and Julian Edelman. Seton, were you in his ear while he was selecting his lineup with these Patriots?
No. Although I do every time. I'm like, why don't I just take all of the Patriots guys and then see how I do? But I never have. But I was happy for Dan. It was good.
Has Edelman ever had an off week?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Does he ever catch less than 6 passes?
Right.
I know. I was just wondering that. I'm like, why don't I take Edelman and Deion Lewis every week? But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you should take some more Patriots this week, Seton. You finished in 4th place with 103 points, and you've been riding the Orange Crush D for the past couple of weeks. Are you going to stick with him after the loss of DeMarcus Ware?
No, I don't know. It all depends on who they're playing next. I really try to dive into schedules and statistics and all of that stuff, which is weird because I don't know really anything about any of that. But no, I took a couple of risks this week based off of my great research, and none of them paid off really. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board and just try to take all studs and superstars and like, oh, I know this guy. I'm going to take him.
He did a commercial.
Yeah, oh, I know this guy. That's usually how I pick my team. Oh, I know this guy.
All right, to the man who has the most unique research technique of all of you. Paul Papps, you've been improving, but this week you have reversed course. You finished last with a mere 95 points. And you had your groundbreaking strategy. Are you going to abandon ship with that, or stay with that, or maybe go with a new approach?
Yeah, I'm not Stephen Hawking over here. I'm not smart.
Algorithms is not in your repertoire?
I'm not algorithm.
Yeah.
Algorithm.
So, in all honesty, I covered up the page and picked based on values and trying to stay under budget. and finish with no money and use all my money to make my picks. There was a point at about 4 o'clock Eastern, I checked my team. I checked my team once, and I had 95 points, or whatever I finished with, I had at 4 o'clock. And I was in the money. I was in that green zone, as they call it. I think I had 10 bucks. It's like, cool. And then I took a quick look and saw how many quarters of action I had remaining, and I think it was 0.
Oh,
and
that's
I thought to myself, I
worst.
go, well, I don't think I'm going to do that well, but I didn't give it a whole lot of thought. I let the games play out. I don't really pay attention minute by minute. And then I realized I was in dead effing last. And I am going to stay with my strategy, though, because I figure it's like roulette. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just rolling the dice.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to Fritzy, the big winner in Week 5. Be sure to check us out every Thursday as we have the FanDuel Draft Day right here on the Box Score.